A little tired this morning, but I'm going to try to kick in a few videos from my fantasy playlist. About to start to count down my fantasy playlist of July 24th, 1994. And here's the front of it right here. But check out the back of it. Look at all these top 40 extras on the back of it. Got about 12 ads on this fantasy playlist. This DJ by Warren G, which is the runner-up to Regulate. Tootsie Roll by the 69 Boys, some of that great dance music, hip-hop dance music. This is around the same era as Rump Shaker. Remember that by Rex and Effect? My favorite song, one of my favorite hip-hop records from that era back in the early 90s was Flex by Mad Cobra. Anybody remember that record? That was a lovely record. Terra Fabulous with Action. Infatuation by Jamie Foxx. Actor Jamie Foxx. He's been on a number of records in the 2000s. I've forgotten that he's been on my fantasy playlist as far back as 1994. Let's go ahead and get on with the countdown, though. 7 debut records on this fantasy playlist. Boy, there's a lot of action on this fantasy playlist. And coming in at number 40, Tia Carrere from Hawaii, State of Grace. God, I fell in love with this record. Hitline, Music's top 40 station, Hitline, they were all over this record. They just... God, when it comes to the 90s, I'll be talking about Hitline right and left. They made the 90s for me. They played a lot of songs that the FM stations would not play, that were for all practical purposes banned by the FM stations. There's no other word for it, banned. The music directors of these FM stations would not even consider playing a lot of the great stuff that Hitline played back in the 90s. They wouldn't do it today either. But here we are. Let me get off my soapbox. Let me just calm down. I just want to blow up. I just want... Well, let's go to this countdown. Tia Carrere, State of Grace, from Hawaii. She's been in a number of movies, a number of TV shows. She was in General Hospital back in the mid-'80s, and I guess her most famous role was was it Cassandra Wonk or something like that? It was in the movie Wayne's World. That was in 1992, 93. If I remember correctly, she did a rendition of not Blockbuster, the Sweet record that came out in 75, Ballroom Blitz. She did a rendition of that. She was a great singer. Been in more than several TV shows. Tour of Duty, The A-Team, Pose for Playboy back in 2003, somewhere in the 2000s. And she made People magazine's 50 among the 50 most beautiful people, as ranked by People magazine. This was back in the 90s. She was a lovely woman. There's no doubt about it. But I fell in love with this record. It was just a fantastic record that Hitline played, State of Grace. And I believe I couldn't get the title, couldn't get the track listing of this album, but I'm pretty sure it's from her first album called Dream, which was released in 1993, State of Grace by Tia Carrere. And that's it. That's all I got to say about this record. I'm done. Oh, by the way, one other thing. I just found this out doing a little research on Tia Carrere. She turned down a role in Baywatch. Yeah, she had an opportunity to play in Baywatch, and she refused it so she could audition for Wayne's World. That was probably a correct career decision right there. Telling you. Tia Carrere with State of Grace, debuting at number 40 on my fantasy playlist of July 24th, 1994.